Europe is waiting to welcome them into its universities and institutions of higher learning. This opportunity is open for those based both in Europe and in Africa. Perhaps you are one such person with a dream to study overseas but has been denied by circumstances beyond your control. Today, it is possible to fulfill your dream thanks to the Africa-Europe Education Resources, that's AEER, and their dedicated team who are working hard for you to realize this dream. Now, about the AEER, that's Africa-Europe Education Resources. It is Africa's premier recruitment company working with University of Amsterdam to recruit prospective international students from Africa to European universities. The AEER is a Center for Quality Education Services. AEER envisions education services where African students study in Dutch and European universities. African students will gain modern, advanced knowledge, sharing, innovation, and skills. These advanced knowledge and skills will provide Africa international students with the advantage needed for the dynamic world of today and for future either academic needs or for the corporate world. So, on this note, I'd like to welcome you, ladies and gentlemen, to this program. And of course, my guest in the panel, I have this morning Mr. Samuel Aka. Please say hello to Voice of Naija listeners.
Okay, thank you very much, Reverend Larry, for bringing us and also giving an opportunity on the Voice of Naija, giving us the opportunity to introduce this program to our global listeners.
You're most welcome. I have next to her Miss Juliana. I've forgotten your last name. You can.
Jesse. My name is Juliana Jesse.
Yes. Welcome this morning, Miss Julie.
Thank you, Reverend Larry, for this opportunity given to us to educate our people on the need to bring their children for higher education in the Netherlands. Thank you very much.
Most welcome. Next to her, we have Mr. Sam Danso. So there are two Sams in the studio. Say hello to our listeners, please.
Yeah, good morning, Reverend Larry, and our listeners. And we thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to be on this radio.
There's so much to share in this program, and so as you're listening, we want you to give the call. And I think that you're going to be shocked by some of the things you're going to be hearing, so please don't miss the opportunity. Well. I'd like to kick off by asking the question, what is the primary motivation for this initiative to recruit students from Africa to Europe, and when actually did they start?
I think this program actually is to give African students opportunity to study in Europe, and then also those that are already in Europe that would like to further the education.
Okay.
But the opportunity goes beyond that. You can also, when you follow our program, you can also study, for example, in America as well.
Wow.
So you work with the University of Amsterdam, and it's all partners, institutional partners that are in Europe,
okay,
and then also in America. But the prime motivation is that we know African have very good university institutions.
Yeah.
However, African is developing.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of multinationals going to Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And these multinationals want people that have actually have the exposure to Western way of doing business, and then also with African local talent.
Yes.
And therefore we think to match that gap is to stimulate our African students to grab this opportunity to have this advanced knowledge, and then also with local talent to be able to improve our continent. And we think, if you see today, yes, I'm a lecturer in one of the universities here, if you see today what is happening, that Asia is developing fast. If you go to the universities in America, in Europe, you see that they are dominated by Asian people, and then also from Latin America. This is having a lot of influence on their local development, and therefore you don't want to leave African behind. You really have to be part of the game.
It is so very true. I couldn't agree with you more. If you are listening to this program, perhaps you have had dreams of pursuing an educational career, but at some point you got stuck. I want you to know that it's not yet over with you. You have a perfect opportunity to restart that dream and to make it come to pass. And that's why these wonderful people are here to let you know that your time has come. Now, so I truly agree with you when you said that the Asians have dominated, the educational, arena. If I know for a fact Europe and America, they're all over the place, and truly that corresponds directly to the development that they are having back home. It's so important that we too have to get involved now, and so that's why this opportunity should be welcomed by every one of us over here. I know for a fact that people in this city who kind of got stalled in their educational career, and they need to be motivated to take advantage of this opportunity. Okay, so then, so who are the brains and the workers behind this fantastic vision?
Well, we are working as a team.
Yeah.
Myself, Juliana Jesse, Samuel, and then Mr. Sam Danso.
Yeah.
We are working together with the University of Amsterdam and its partners to recruit students from Africa to the European university as well as to the American and UK universities.
Okay.
So we are behind it.
Wonderful. And can you explain to our listeners what the AEER's role is in facilitating the recruitment of students into these European and American universities for that matter?
Yeah. Our role is actually making sure that studying abroad make very easy for our African people. And normally what we do is we give them a lot of information about the entry requirements, about the visa processes, different types of programs that will actually, or is Africa needed today. So we see that African is already rich, but only being managing very poorly. Because of, I will put in brackets, some sort of external influence and interest. And therefore our people studying here is understanding the mindset of foreign investors, so that we can actually couple with them and make good deals that benefit our continent. And therefore, we are in giving students the value-added information, giving them the university's programs, visa support programs. They don't have to worry about it. As soon as a student qualifies, we make sure we enforce the university to get the visa for them. So it's not the students themselves an issue. So we are in there adding value to the processes. We know that, for example, Nigerian students dominate a lot in UK market and American as well. However, we need to make sure that we amplify that and then also bring best talent back home. I'll give you just small sample. We had Vodafone Ghana. And Vodafone Ghana was set up by Vodafone UK. And before they set up, they bought Ghana Telecom. And they brought all foreigners, that all, I would say Ghanaians and also some Africans, that study abroad to Vodafone Ghana to manage it. So that because they have, I'll call it the double glasses, the double lens. They have the local mentality and they have the foreign exposure. And within 1 year, Vodafone Ghana make break even. So they are now on to profit forever in our country. And therefore, you believe that those that they have this knowledge, local knowledge and foreign education background, are the people to change our continent for good.
You know, sometimes, I think you want to do something. There's sometimes you hear things like, it sounds too good to be true. Now, when we're talking, somebody might be hearing and say, oh, this is just hype, you know, they're just marketing hype. But we got to really let people realize that it's a fact. Now, as we're speaking, I just felt that if ever you have the opportunity, let's say there's some social gatherings in town, in the city, please go up there and show your faces, let people feel and touch your hands, and let them know that what you're talking about is so real, and that and then they can have the liberty to ask questions and what have you, because people really have a desire. I can imagine myself, I'm sitting in the shoes of somebody who wants to pursue a particular degree or program. Now, you're wondering, I don't have enough money, or would they accept me? You know, all these things, and then you kind of put it in the back shelf. You see? Because you think, oh, the schools have such high requirements, such high standards that I may not even, so they won't even try. But if they can hear that, okay, by approaching people who are coordinating and working, liaising with these schools, a way can be made, I'm sure they will try. They will try. And so I would really admonish that as much as you are able, all the engagements, I mean, social engagements that are in town, where you have the opportunity, please go in there and let people see that for true and for real, they can study here.
Thank you, Pastor Lara, for your advice. You take it on board.
Yeah. Madam, you want to say something?
Yeah, I also wanted to add value-added services to the students. We provide them for a broad information on the European universities,
Yeah.
and also we mediate between the universities and the students as well. Because, for instance, some people they really want to study abroad, but they don't know the way to go. They don't know how. And some people get stuck, even filling in the application forms and where to go. So we are there to provide that assistance for them, or for those who are willing to progress or to pursue their education. People might be here, they have stuck.
Yes.
And they finish like O-levels and A-levels back home.
Yes.
But then they have been here for years.
Yes.
And they have the desire to continue their education, but
Yes.
they don't know even how to go. And people have this knowledge that all the bachelor education is in Dutch.
Yes.
But they are not in Dutch.
That's
Many of them are in
a good one
English.
to emphasize.
Yeah, so there is this, we are there to educate the people and to inform them that no, you can study in English,
Yes.
even if you want to do your bachelor, or even if you finish your O-levels or your A-levels, you can still do further studies. You can pursue your education, you can work, and at the same time do the part-time education as well. So we are here to give people motivation, encourage them, and at the same time give them the assistance to follow their higher education.
Wow, this is so interesting. If you listen to this program and you think you're not believing your ears, please give us a call on the studio line 0207371619 and to verify for yourself whether this has been true. So I think it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity which is coming our way, so that all our young people and our young men and women, our elderly people as well, can get schooled. You know, education is an important investment. And so, if you have any questions, please give us a call on the studio line, and these wonderful people are here to clarify some of these questions you might have. Now, my next question is your recruitment for people focused on those in Africa only? And I think you probably answered that already. But also, is there an age limit to those who qualify for the recruitment? Somebody says, oh, I am 60 years old and for me it's over with school. People like that who have probably been here for maybe 30, 40 years, do they have a chance in this program?
Thank you very much. It's a good question. Actually, this program is for everyone. We don't have any age limits. Once you are 18 years and above, you can follow this program. If you are 46, if you are 52, I remember when I was doing my MBA, I had this white Dutch man in my class. He was 52.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, and we finished the same time, and I was like, oh, okay, this man is old, but then he was there. He studied his master's in business administration. So there is no age limit to studies. If you are 34, if you are 60, and you have the will to continue your education, you can still come to us, and we will help you. And someone will say, I've been in the classroom for a long time, how do I get back? We will assist you, we will motivate you, we will help you to do the adult learning or the adult studies. That will get you back to the classroom to further your education.
So this is the African Europe Education Resourcing. This organization or agency is here to facilitate, to help you get back to school and to achieve every dream you've ever had as far as education is concerned. If you began to go to school and something happened and you stopped and you couldn't continue, now you have the opportunity. In fact, they have an arrangement whereby you can face your education and even do it in parts or part-time or what have you. And so you should have no concern whatsoever about how you're going to do it. Their job is to help you take the steps to get back to school. Now here, you know, the culture is work, church, work, church, you know,
entertainment.
You know, our lifestyle is pretty much regimented in some of those compartments. And people say, well, I don't think I have time to study. You know, they have programmed this in their minds and they think, oh, as for school, it's over with them. But do you think that people who are pretty busy, they have maybe family, they have work, maybe it's 8 hours or doing more, and maybe some time for church and other social activities, do you think that they can still make it? according to the program that you have for us?
Yes.
I want to hear your answers.
Yeah. No, that's possible. The most important thing is to put the principles of time management into practice.
Yes.
We all have,
and that also they can learn, when they begin the program.
Now, there are 24 hours a day. Let's say 8 hours is to work.
Yes.
8 hours to have a rest sleep, and the rest 8 hours. What do you do with the 8 hours? Just have 4 hours for your family, and the rest you can use 1 or 2 hours to study.
Yes.
It's possible. Age limit, no problem at all. Despite the fact that we are very busy, we can still add the education program to our programs, and that will change our life. It will change everything. It will change our our mindset in Europe as well. We all came from Africa, or most of us from Africa, and we came with a different mindset. And once you are in this country, if you don't adopt into their system or their mindset, it's going to be a problem for you. So it's very good to adopt their system by mingling with them, learning their culture, and then you add it to what you have. So it's possible to program yourself well. Then you can add this educational program.
It's very possible.
It's possible. Very possible. If you only think positively, it's possible.
Yes. I think it's important to try that. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, I think it's about prioritizing.
Yeah.
You have to prioritize your time, as he said, time management.
Yes.
Because for me, I was studying, I was working, and I'm a family woman.
Wow.
I did all that at the same time, at the same hours I had. For some reason, like in weekend, I had to go to the library, I had to study, I had to work, and I had to take care of my family at the same time.
Amazing.
So it's about mindsets, setting your priorities right, planning, knowing what you want in life and how you want to achieve it. So when you have these plans in place, I think you can achieve. There's nothing that you cannot do. There's nothing that if you set your mind to it, you cannot achieve it. It's about changing your mindset and your attitude and your behavior towards things and the things that you want to achieve best. So it's possible to do that.
Thank you. I like that point. You see, sometimes we blow this out of proportion in the way we look at things. And it's good for you to say that you have a family, you went to school, and you work also, and you accomplish all these things. Now, I've seen that in England, I know people who were probably maybe either elementary school leavers or secondary school leavers who today, have money to get a degree. And you wonder, how do you do it? You see, so over there, the emphasis on education, getting education is so strong. People easily, and there are no barriers really to entering the system.
Easier.
And I believe that those things are also here, but we need to change people's mentality about this to let them know that, hey, you can do it too. You see? So this is really where the work is, to change the way our people think and perceive these things. Don't you agree with me, Mr. Aka?
Oh, no, it's true. I totally agree with you. And, it's nice to have a social life at the same time. We African religious is number one. And then also the family time as well.
Yes.
I think my colleague have already mentioned a lot of good elements there. And you yourself have also added a lot to it, comparing using the UK sample.
Yeah.
It is true. But the time for studying is limited. Maybe 1 year for masters, or 2 years part-time, and some of the program are 2 years depending on the program that you're studying. And therefore, you don't need the rest of your life to sit in the classroom. It's just limited. Wow. So you prioritize yourself, as mentioned already, to follow the program. When it is done, you get what I call access for life. Because, for example, my family do not need my knowledge. They will ask my house, they will ask for my cash, but the knowledge that I will use is an asset for life that I use to generate the money. They don't need it. And they cannot have it because it's inside me. And therefore, we are challenging, stimulating our people to have this asset. And then also, not only to use it to rule the corporate world or to set up, you can use to set up your own company, but when you have it, it has a lot of influence on your children as well. The children will go to school, they come back home, you have to help them with their homework, you have to give them aspiration to be part of this current competitive world.
Yeah.
And without a good education, we are doing a lot of harm to our children.
Wow, wow, awesome. Well, if you are there and you have a question or remark concerning this topic, please give us a call on the studio line. We're waiting for a call 020-737-1619. Now, my next question is: are there, let's say, specific fields of study that you are recruiting for? And there's some specific areas that you believe that students could go into. Yeah, just tell me.
Actually, we recruit for all fields of study, but mainly on business, finance, accounting and economics, engineering and information technology, marketing, management, luxury goods and branding, entrepreneurship, service management, medicine, science, law and agriculture, international development programs, and many more. So we don't have a ceiling.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever program that you want to study, just see us, we'll give you the advice and we'll show you the way.
Wow, awesome, awesome. There's no limitation here. No, all these things we were talking about is really nice. I need you to give us some idea of, in terms of finances, how much the tuition and stuff like that.
Yes.
Give us some idea about that, and also how that can be done.
Yes.
Somebody perhaps has a very tight budget, okay, let's say somebody who has a minimum salary, for example. Is there possibility for somebody like that to fulfill his or her dream?
It's true. Most of the programs you have are self-paid. Self-paid. That means there is no scholarship for it. However, if there's a Class A students, we could provide them some possibility access for them to apply for scholarship. But they are very, very competitive. And depending on the program, for masters, if it's MBA, we all know MBA is one of the most expensive programs around the world, and then there is a market for it as well, and it pays if you get the right job after your graduation. So most of the programs that we have here, it ranges and it varies. Some of the programs, some master's program are even 4,500 a year, but then also some of them, for example, business subjects are much more expensive. They range 11,000 a year. And then also, if you're studying MBA, depending the type of school, it can go even up to 18,000 a year. However, the payment procedures are actually divided into installments.
Yes.
So it's not something you have to pay on one time. Yeah. So you pay it month by month, and then maybe at the end of the program, you should be finishing paying the fee. So it's the payment arrangement is made flexible to make sure that people are able to go through the program.
Wow.
We are also looking for other possibilities to see how we can support our people in terms of pre-financing programs.
Yes.
But we are still discussing with some bank. We cannot give answers on
sure
that
on
yet
that.
until we have get definite solution for that.
Okay, by pre-finance you mean
like trying to make sure that those people submit bank documents and some guarantees that they will be able to pay, so that you make sure a bank pay for them in advance, and then they'll be paying the bank maybe in 2 years or 3 years time. So that is what we are trying to arrange that, but it's at the early stage. And then when you have that one completed, you come and announce it as well.
Wow, amazing.
Okay.
You want to say something, Miss
I want
Judy?
to add, for those who want to do bachelors, the fees are like 7,000. So if you spread it over the years, you pay like 600 a month.
Yeah.
So I think that can be doable.
That's doable.
For people who want to
Do a bachelor's program.
For how many years?
It's for 3 years and 4 years.
Oh, you spread the bachelor of 4 years. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, a bachelor program is 3 or 4 years.
Oh yes.
So depending, a year is 7,000. So if you spread it over the year, 12 months, it's like 600 and something a month. So if someone wants to do bachelors, he can pay that amount in a month.
In a month.
So you don't have to pay it at once. You can pay it in installments.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Yeah, let me see. Hello, good morning. Good morning, sir. Originals, how are you? Go ahead.
We can hear him.
Hold on one sec. Can you hear him?
You can
No.
hear me.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. The Zika phones.
Oh, okay.
Good idea.
Thank you for your question. If you are coming from Africa and for the single phones, you will actually give you the support. It's one of the requirements. You know, in Europe, you need to have pre-healthcare services.
Yeah.
And therefore, you will give you institutions that actually they are responsible for student healthcare.
Yes.
And then they will support you, and then the price, I think, is average per month is 50 euros, I think.
Okay.
And there are different institutions, so you go in, then you give you the information, and then you select the one that fits your budget, and then also I would say the requirement that they have. Yeah.
Yes.
But we help you to get it. It's very easy.
Mm-hmm.
The minimum amount is around 50 euros.
Yes,
50
the
euro.
minimum is around 50 euro per month for students. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very
Uncle Baba, I'm expecting you to go for your degree now. so that is your chance. All right. Okay, that's fine. That's good. Do you finish what you were saying before the call came? I think you finished what you were saying.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Now, how are you passing this information around for this opportunity that is now available to people? Now, you've done a couple of radio shows. And what other ways are we using to spread information?
Good. We've made a move. You know, we started 2 weeks ago with the promotion of this.
Yeah.
And the response is
Awesome.
yeah, great. And we are not going to end here.
Mm-hmm.
Coming Saturday, we will be on another radio.
Okay.
And we've made appointments with some churches, and like the advice you gave us, we've started, but not to a wider level, but that's what we're going to do. So our target is within 3 months, the whole community should be aware of our programs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Now, one more question, then we'll take a short break. Okay. How much do your services cost? Like, if somebody comes to you to be helped to get into school, what does the person pay you for all the help?
Okay. Most of we have initial charges.
Yeah.
That is administrative cost.
Yeah.
That will be around 300 euros. And that one, you call it non-refundable.
Non-refundable.
Yeah, you make it very clear, non-refundable. If you will only take it, if you only see you have prospect of getting the chance.
Yeah.
And that is our basic, but because you work for the university, you have special arrangement with the universities as well.
Yeah.
But however, sometimes this is not, I would say we are first time in our community on radios, but we recruited 10 students and they are now already started school already in Europe. Wow. And then also some of them in the Netherlands as well. So we have been running this program, and the price range from 300 non-refundable up to 1,000 euros, depending on each individual cases.
Okay, and
it's paid also in installment.
In installments too.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. I think it's a fantastic opportunity, to give people a chance to get a degree, get a college education. It's very important for our development, like you said. And a lot of people who are living here, their mindset will change, their mentality, their attitude will be much improved, with some education. All this, hearsay and rumors, and depending upon what people's opinion will change. You can read for yourself and verify for yourself, and then you can make up your mind. So I think it's very, very welcome. Very, very welcome.
I want to give you very quick, if you can.
Yeah, go ahead.
1 minute.
And then we'll take a shot.
Like those said, I have been here for so many years, and the situation. I want to just give you a quick I'll use mine as an example, but also I know so many people that follow this path, and then they are doing quite well, depending on the economical situations within the country.
Yeah.
I came here not for education. I came here as a hustler, right? And I realized that I can be working, doing this over 50 years, and then
nothing to change your situation.
Yes.
Yes.
But then I realized that even because of the situation back home, some of them say, oh, even if I clean or I got 500 euros, it's much more than a lecturer or university or CEO in Ghana or let's say in one of the countries that we come from. But then you realize that those that are managing our countries, if you don't have higher education, nobody will call you to sit on the table to discuss.
Yes.
It's very, very important, and then also it's very good for family, as I mentioned earlier on. But to use my own as a particular example, as an hustler, I came here, my first job, I was working in a company where they sell this chicken, you know, they produce chicken and then they bring it to the market. Yeah. So that's where I started working. And what happened was I said, no, I have to go back to school. So I followed my education, first degree here. I studied before prior that in Africa, but I said my first degree here. After my studies, it was a 4-year program. After my studies,
how did you pay for it? How did you do that?
With jobs here and there, and then also if you have, let's say, another passport or staying permit, it's €1,000 a year. If you have the nationalities here, it's €1,000 or 1,200 that time. But now maybe it's 1,500, 1,000.
It's still doable.
1,500 or close to 1,007. So if you have the nationality, it's different from international students.
Yeah.
Those prices we gave you were international students. If you have the nationality or even just a staying permit in the Netherlands, it range from 1,002 if it is a part-time to 1,007. So a year. So it's masters. It's very, very flexible.
With a staying permit?
Yes. So you shouldn't sleep. You should wake up, grab the opportunity, and then use it very well. So I did that. So from working from chicken factory, packing all those very cold environment, and after 4 years, my first job, that time the economy was booming. My first job, my first, if pay alone, if I received 3 months, I could pay all my fourth year program.
Wow.
Awesome.
So my first salary, immediately I realized I could pay all the 4 years. If I got 3 months salary, I could pay my 4 year, all the money that I had spent on my education. That quickly transformed my life and changed my social, I would say my social status.
So did you study in English or
I studied
with
in English in the Netherlands. And
first degree?
First degree in international business management.
Awesome.
In the Netherlands. And from there, I do part-time studies. No, I don't want to use my alone as an example, but I also met a Somalian. And the job this guy do is just share newspapers early in the morning, and then you go back to school and sit in the class. After our graduation, he got a job in ABN AMRO straight away. So from sharing newspapers on the street here,
That's awesome.
he got a job at ABN AMRO. I got a job with one international company dealing with Africa.
Yeah.
Because I'm from Africa, this company gave me the opportunity to work with them.
Yeah.
So after a while, I had opportunity and I studied further. And then, since then, my chances has been, I would say the opportunity has been enormous. There have been some challenges, ups and downs, but because you prepare yourself for opportunity, the opportunity comes your way and then you grab it. But if you don't prepare yourself, it's very, very difficult. And some of our students now have also set up their own companies, entrepreneurs. So it's how and where you want to use it to benefit your life.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Okay. We'll take a short break now and we'll be back to finish up this interesting discussion. We want to go back to the discussion. I'd like to welcome back Miss Juliana JC and Mr. Sam Aka and Mrs. Sam Dan. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Well, you know, it's very important that our people get to realize that education is a non-negotiable asset worth having. And so that everybody must make the effort to get educated. The time has passed when the grandfather or my father or my whoever will bring a letter and say, son, can you read this for me? You can read for yourself. And everybody is supposed to be internet literate anyway. Yeah. But it's so interesting that we have the opportunity now to study to whatever level we want. It's been made possible. And so, Mr. Aka, please let our people hear and hear very well that now they too can hold a degree.
Yes.
Thank you, Pastor Larry, Reverend Larry. Yes, our people can do it. Believe me, I know since I get engaged in this,
Yes.
a few and friends of mine, also a network, I would say, you have influenced our people on one-on-one, supporting them, guiding them, and sometimes help them with their school homework. And some of them actually come with very, very low background, but we stimulate them gradually, they are able to enter. You show them the way the process, you support them and they go through. Everybody can make it. Is you have to have the willing power.
Yes.
If you have the willpower, you'll be able to do it. And this is not only from what I'm saying, it's also in the scriptures. It's a where there is a way. If you knock, the door will be open. And therefore, our people should know the door of education. I think it's in the Bible, Abraham or one of the pastor, you tell me very well. God asked, what do you want? He said, I need knowledge.
Yeah, Solomon.
Yeah, so he said, I need knowledge. And therefore, knowledge is what we need to acquire to many things here. Thank you very much, madam, for helping me out.
I have a question,
Yes.
please.
Okay.
Thank you for this wonderful time and the information you are bringing. And I know so many people who are out there listening to us who are adults and they will want to further their education. But you know, in Africa, we normally have 5 credits at 2 sittings and 4 credits at a sitting to qualify you for a higher institution. So is that applicable here, please?
Thank you. That's a good question, madam. I think those of us that are adults and have no O levels or A levels, you can also further your education. How? Someone will ask me how.
Yes.
There is entry requirements. I mean, there will be an exams to evaluate your standard, and then we can put you at a place where you can further your education. So you don't really have to have your A levels or your A levels. We call something mature students. So you will be put in the mature student category to further your education.
And please, would you make known to our audience the fees that are necessary for them if they are legitimate and those who are coming as foreign students?
Okay, for those who are here who are citizenship, who have citizenship or who even have a stamp in their passport, the fees are it ranges between 1,000 to 1,007 for the whole program. So I think it's doable to pay.
For a year?
Yeah, for a year.
For
the program that you want to pursue.
Yes.
So it's very low compared to those coming from Africa, the international students. So if you are here, you have your documents, you have your citizenship, and then you want to pursue your education, the fees are very low, like 1,000 to 1,007 for a year. So that can be.
And as Julie have said, and then also Madam have put across, we are here to help our own people. They are our people. It's not only the benefit, but we think that if we are well, Africa, many of us are well educated. We go back home with the knowledge to manage things, but even here, we have to be willing. We have some small, we have some own shops, corner here and there, but we need to have more than that. We have our children in this society, we are in this society, we need to take any advantage in this society, and to do that is know-how and working together. Not to separate ourselves, but we working together, we'll be able to take part of this economy. We should create our own economy with this economy. You use the benefit to reinvest back home and create more employment. So we are here to help our people to make sure that any information that they need, any even private support that they need, you'll be able to organize that, train them, bring other people that have, I would say, additional knowledge to help them to make sure they get the starting and set them at speed.
And to add to this, even those of us who are here and they are schooling, if you need guidance, if you need advice, if you want us to help you on your thesis, on your papers, you can still come to us.
Those are free. Those one services are free.
We give you that services. But someone will ask, why choose AEER? Well, AEER, it's a core. We work. It's a core. We are core partners of European universities, and we also facilitate with people's visas and then inquiries and then processes, and then we also help them with their pre-bachelor, pre-foundation, their masters, their MBA programs. So it's a good team that we work in to support our African people.
It's awesome.
Yeah, to further the education or even to expose them to other things that they can also do. Thank you.
Wow. Now, imagine somebody who has a ward, a son, daughter, or somebody is taken care of, has custody over Africa, maybe the person is in secondary school or maybe university first or second year, and we would like to transfer them over to study here. What can you do to help somebody like that with that kind of situation?
Can I help you? Okay. If the person is in secondary school, the person could start a program we call pre-foundation.
Yeah.
Here that means it's from 6 months to 1 year. They could either go to UK or the Netherlands to follow the pre-foundation program.
Yes.
And then you have to pay the fee for it, and you follow the pre-foundation program. So after you finish the pre-foundation program,
yes,
you enter the university straight. And then it's, your first degree will be 3 years.
Wow.
And then also those that are already in a university, because here the university, most of the courses are 3 years. But if you're in Africa and you are coming to study, they will prefer at least even either first year, you have been graduated, you have passed your first year in Africa. So if you're in university in Africa, first year or second year, it's easy even to enter the universities here. So
Okay.
that one, you'll be able to guide you, support until they get admission. And that is our task.
Okay. So anyone who wants full details about, let's say, the financial arrangements and also the other requirements, is free to contact you
Yes.
to discuss the possibilities. But the main message is that it is time for everybody to get a degree.
Wait a minute. I have a question. I have a question, please.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So the universities you are finding for the people are not only here in Holland,
No.
but
No.
so that means they can study in Belgium. Is that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. They can study in Belgium, they can study in Germany, they can study in Switzerland, they can study in Spain, they can study in the UK, they can go to US. We have partner
Recently,
universities
recently my friend was telling me of a university in Belgium where you can do your masters at a cost of less than 1,000.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have something like that?
I have to tell you that there are also universities and universities.
Yes.
So we have to make sure that the knowledge that our people are getting is from a credible source.
Okay.
And therefore, we work with, I would say, top universities, but then also ranging down a bit down so that people could get in. But we have to evaluate the university that people go, because the source of knowledge and the source of literacy and the materials that you get should actually be equivalent to the money that you pay. It should work for the money that the investment that you have made.
Okay.
You might even get it online for a certain price, but you advise our people to actually make sure that the university they are going are accredited, are accredited, and then that corporate world knows it, or if you bring it back home,
Yes.
it will be actually
They will respect
that. Because we don't want you to bring something back home, advise you and bring something back home that actually will not add value to the content and even yourself.
But do you have online universities as well?
We have online program. One of our partners work with online MBA program. And
Wow.
we're looking now into see whether they will extend that one to first degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. In the next 1 or 2 minutes, you can just give us a closing words, some closing remarks, or message for our listeners.
Okay, my last message is everybody can do it if you believe in it, and then if you want to change your social life. And somebody asked me, do education make you rich? I said, okay, it's not always the richness of it. It change your social status first from the beginning, and then the rest, you have this asset I call assets for life. You can use it in many different ways. And then if you don't have that, actually sometimes I call it ignorance, and sometimes ignorance is a very big disease. And it's not only we that when you get the education, you will change so many people's life as well.
Yes.
So, and therefore we think by having it, it gives you a lot of ability to do things for yourself, but then also supporting your children and then the people around you, the community that you live in for long. And we think we are here together, we have to do something on this out. Knowledge is power. With such kind of knowledge, we can do a lot as Africans to develop our continent.
Yes.
How can you be contacted?
Give us the contact information, please.
Okay, you can contact us on these numbers: 0619460126. I repeat, 0619460126. There's another number, 0681491264. I repeat, 0681491264. You can also contact us on this number, 0642242828. 0642242828.
Well, for those of you who may be watching this and later on you are watching it from outside the Netherlands, please put 31, add the code 31.
If you're going to contact us, contact them from outside, add the country code of 0031 and the rest of the numbers. All right. Thank you so very much. It's been a pleasure having you. In fact, I'm going to look for a way for us to review this program because I think it's very important. Yes.
Yeah, I would like to thank the Voice of Naija for giving us this opportunity. We all know that in West Africa, Nigeria is powerhouse, not only West Africa, but then also in Africa as well. And we think that Nigeria moving forward, we all move forward. And not only Nigeria, we all as Africans have to work together and then improve ourselves. So
Yes.
that is the message that the Voice of Naija gives us opportunity to share with you today. Thank you for listening to us.
Thank you and have a pleasant day.
Thank you.